G'day guys, this is the second video in the Searching for DIECAST in Bali series. In the first one we went from Kuta to Ubud. In this video we get driven from Ubud to Sanur Harbour and then from Sanur Harbour to Nusa Lembongan Island. So here we are on the Rocky fast boat. There's plenty of fast boat companies that will take you to the island. We chose Rocky because they do the whole package. They pick you up from your hotel, put you on the ferry, pick up your luggage at the ferry terminal and drive you to your resort. So yeah, pretty good. Took about 35 minutes in the fast boat. Here we are at the Rocky Cruises jetty. Rocky is the only company that has a jetty. The rest drop you off at the beach. Then you hop into a taxi and you drive through the jungle for about 10 minutes. The other boating companies drop you off at the beach and you have to get off in the water and walk up the beach to your resort, whereas Rocky drop you right at your resort and you just you don't get wet at all walking to your resort. So here we are in the main street of Nusa Lembongan. We're about to get off the taxi and take a short 2-minute walk to our resort. Here is our little cottage. This is a mega cottages resort. Just looking around at a few more of the cottages. There's about 10 in the whole resort. There's a little massage parlour there, that white building. My wife had a massage in there. The swimming pool was about 5 seconds walk from our little cottage. The beach was about 20 seconds walk. That is our cottage there. You just step off and go straight into the swimming pool. There's a little office there and they send the food out from there. Cocktails, alcohol, whatever you want. Beautiful day. Every day we were there for the 3 days was about 30 degrees. Has a little hammock on the balcony. There's a picture of a swimming pool. We did make good use of that. There's one of the free breakfasts they provide, the scrambled eggs and omelettes. We had a few little dogs help us eat the food. They loved the eggs, but they didn't like the banana pancakes for some reason. Cute dog there. So yeah, that was Nusa Lembongan Island. While we were there, we played mini golf, 18 holes. I think it was a par 56 the course, 18 holes. And I got around it in 52, so it was pretty good. My wife only got 76, so she ended up buying dinner for us. First time I played mini golf. Lots of little millipedes walking around the grass, so you had to wait for them to cross before you hit the ball. Here's one of our meals in the Nusa Lembongan, grilled seafood. You choose the seafood and they cook it. That is a parrotfish and I ordered prawns. Not much diecast on the island. I did see this ambulance though, so I took a picture of it. This is probably the most interesting vehicle on the island, some sort of hot rod thing. I'm not even sure what sort of motor it is in it. Maybe one of you guys can tell me. But I thought I'd better film this because, like I said, I didn't find any diecast. There weren't any Alfamarts or Indomarets on the island, only little family-run grocery shops, and none of them had diecast. So yeah, Nusa Lembongan, no diecast. So our 3 days on Nusa Lembongan ended way too quickly. I could have easily spent another week there at least. It's just so relaxing and stress-free. We packed our bags and here we are in the back of a taxi now, getting taken back to the Rocky fast boats jetty to catch a ferry back to the Sanur Harbour. This guy was really fanging it through the jungle. It was a pretty narrow road too, barely enough room for a motorbike to pass us. But he seemed to know what he was doing. We weren't scared at all. So yeah, we had a really great time on Nusa Lembongan. Definitely would like to come back here. Unfortunately, no diecast to be seen at all. On the island, there's mainly just motorbikes. Way too many motorbikes, in my opinion. There is an option to hire a little like golf buggy thing. I'll show you a picture of it when we're on the boat. But we decided against hiring it because there was just way too much traffic. Apparently, you can drive around Nusa Lembongan in 1 hour, and you can walk around in about 2 hours. So we just walked everywhere. We just took our time, we're in no hurry. Just enjoying the sights and sounds and the food. So yeah, we're going to get back on the Rocky fast boat soon and take the 35-minute trip back to Sanur Harbour. where we will be picked up by Rocky Fast Cruises taxi and taken to our next accommodation in Sanur. So here's the boat trip back. The waves are pretty flat this time. There's that golf buggy I mentioned you can hire. For $80 you can have it for 4 hours. But like I said, it was just too much traffic on the island. The streets are barely wide enough to have 2 cars on it. So I wasn't going to risk driving a little buggy around. So pretty soon we arrived back at Sanur Harbour, got our lift to our new accommodation. Here we are walking around Sanur. Once again, very hot day, about 31 degrees. And don't worry guys, we're going to see some DIECAST soon. We're going to go to the Icon Bali shopping mall. We're just about there. And then you'll finally see some DIECAST. So hopefully you hung around until we do that. I just put in this holiday stuff for a bit of context and stretch out the video a bit. So as you can see on the right, there's lots of motorbikes and scooters. It's the main mode of transport in Bali, I would say. There's those blue taxis. We never got a blue taxi at all. We used Gojek and Grab, which is like Uber. Yeah, we had bad reports about the taxis. Apparently they rip you off and don't even switch on the meter sometimes. So we steered clear of them. We're always being accosted by taxi drivers in the streets, asking do we want a taxi. Anyway, here we are at Icon Bali. Now this Icon Bali shopping centre was only completed mid-2024 and I'm shooting this in May 2025, so it's roughly only 12 months old. From the outside it doesn't look too not impressive, too outstanding like. It doesn't look so big, but once you get inside you'd be surprised. So anyway, we're going to walk in there in a minute. I was really hoping to find a toy shop in there, and as you'll see, I was pretty pleased with what I found. This Icon Bali shopping centre has one of the most amazing features that I've ever seen in a shopping centre. I've been to a lot of shopping centres in Southeast Asia. I've been to Times Square in KL, Malaysia, where there's actually a full amusement park in that shopping centre in Times Square, Malaysia, where there's roller coasters and such. I've been to one in Singapore where you can ride a gondolier boat along the bottom of the shopping centre throughout the mall. I've been to big ones in Bangkok, Thailand, but this one has something special and you'll see it pretty soon. So anyway, I spotted this kids station right up the top there, and I soon made my way up the escalators. Unfortunately, a lot of the shopping centre, they were playing the music, so I've had to mute this. So here we are, looking at the majorettes. Good amount of majorette to look at. Bottom right corner, you'll see that Thai taxi vehicle, the red one, which I actually bought. You probably saw it in a previous video. Later on, I'll sit outside Icon Bali and show it to you. But yeah, great selection of majorette. I can't remember prices. They weren't as cheap as I'd hoped for. Monster Jams, the Disney cars. Siku, larger scale up the top, nice VW bus. And there's a yellow school bus there, there's a tank transporter, there's a ferry, VW with a trailer. I'm not a big fan of the smaller scale 164 Sikus. Regarding fire vehicles, I just find them not as well detailed as I want. I think we're going to zoom in on a fire truck in a minute. There you go. It's just a bit too toyish for me. Although if I was desperate, I'd buy it, but I wasn't desperate. We do get Siku in Australia. Hobbyco has them, but not many other places. A few more majorette down there. That was a nice VW with an opening door. Yeah, I spent quite a few minutes in the shopping in this kids station rather, toy shop. The staff are a little bit annoying. They stand around looking at you, asking if you need any help. There weren't many customers in the shop at the time. Larger scale jaders, I think, or pink slips, who knows. Yeah, again, I can't tell you the prices. London vehicle set with mini miners. Pretty soon we're going to see a larger scale fire engine, which was tempting, but the price I remember was about 40,000. Sorry, not 40,000, that would be $4. 400,000, which is $40. And for the amount of detail and that, it just wasn't worth spending that much money on it. There it is there. So I had a close look at it. Like I said, $40, London series. It doesn't really specify what fire department it came from. So I gave it a miss. Still looking at the larger scale. There's Atomicas. The Atomica display wasn't that good. You really couldn't see much. I looked through them, but there was no fire vehicles. Yeah, unfortunately the in-store music was playing. I prefer leaving the natural sounds of stores in my videos when I can. So here we are at the Hot Wheels main lines. Again, I don't remember the price. One thing I forgot to mention was back at the Majorettes, they had these little red plastic security tags on them. So you couldn't actually get them off the pegs, you had to ask for assistance. Not sure why, but these Hot Wheels mainlines don't have that security tag. There's the tags there. See those red plastic things? You can't get the cards off the peg without assistance. So anyway, it was Kids Station in Icon Bali. I'm just going to have a look around the rest of the shopping centre. As far as I know, there weren't any other shops selling diecast. I think there's 3 or 4 levels, and like I was saying earlier, this is the most redeeming feature of this shopping centre. It actually backs onto Sanur Beach. So every level of this shopping centre you can see a view of the beach. And the bottom level you can actually walk out onto the beach. So there is Sanur Beach out there. So that is very special to me because I've never been in a shopping centre where the beach is actually just outside. Great view. Later on, we actually walked around Sanur along the coastline. Out there you can see the waves breaking, that's where the reef is. So yeah, very impressive. Hats off to the builders and developers and the architects. Not sure how the aircon copes though, because the back of the mall is open, so you got a 30-degree heat outside, and then it's all coming into the shopping centre through an open end. So I just walked around, did a bit of filming. The lower ground is a little water feature with little shops. Okay, so here we are sitting outside Icon Bali. I'm just showing you the majorette I bought. That ended up costing me $10.30 Australian. Sounds a little bit expensive, but I know majorette do cost more. Here we are outside the Alpha Mart. I popped into this big one. Luckily they weren't playing the in-store music in this one, so I've let the background noise go. And a few Matchbox. Premium twin pack, don't know how much it was. the pullbacks, the Monte K's, the red version. I think originally the first version was blue. Bali had a lot of these MSZ models. They seem very popular over here. So I'm just grabbing out the red and the white version of the Monte K, just for comparison's sake. I think I actually like the white one better. So don't forget guys, if you're in Bali looking for diecast and you go into these marts, only check out the larger Indomart, Alpha Mart, Circle K's and Coco Marts, because the smaller versions just don't carry diecast. Here's the Alpha Mart. This wasn't far from Indomart. Another larger store. There's the SpaceX. A few Matchbox. Not sure of the price. You might be able to see it on the price tags. All through Bali, there's so many of these little marts. They seem to be every 100 meters or so. I was always going in and out of these little shops looking for diecast. There's the price, 35,900, which is about $3.59 Australian, depending on the conversion rate at the time. Going through the moving parts, I do come across I think it's a Range Rover. There it is there, it's about to fall down, there it goes. Yeah, looking back, most probably I should have bought this, because it is an emergency vehicle. I know I can get them back in Sydney, Australia, but yeah, I probably should have bought that one. You always have regrets. At the end of your holiday you think back and thought, oh, I should have bought this, should have bought that. But you're always worried about the weight of your suitcase and if you can actually fit it in. Ford Transpan, police version. It's a little Disney Cars 3D puzzle kit. Haven't seen that before. Yeah, so after that mart, we explored a local food market right near our accommodation. This was about 5:30 p.m. at night. They opened these little stalls up. A lot of the food on offer here, we weren't sure what it actually was. So we just did a couple of laps and then decided on what to try and eat. I think this is very popular with the locals because when we were leaving about an hour later, it was really packed. Thought if you're in Bali, you may as well try the local food. Warung means shop. So we ended up on these skewers. There was goat skewers and chicken skewers on offer. They're only about 20 cents each, so we got a plate of 10 goat and 10 chicken. The goat was a little bit tough for us, so we ended up going back for another 10 chicken skewers after that plate. This is the rear of Icon Bali at night time. I wish I could have left the music in because it was really vibing. It was a great atmosphere at the time. The lighting, people were flying kites, people just chilling out near the beach. Yeah, as I said previously, it was really amazing to see a shopping centre right on the edge of the beach. This is a little store that we stopped at. We actually stopped there because my wife saw these clothes. So while I was waiting outside, I saw this little shop nearby, and it had a few little die-cast trucks and cars in it. Unfortunately, it was closed, but fortunately, the shop that my wife went into, the shop owner there had the key to this little shop. So she opened it up for me so I could go in and have a look around. And I saw that fire truck tanker and I thought, I'm going to grab that. It was 30,000 K, which is about $3 Australian. And so yeah, I bought that. Really hard to film this little shop. It had a big concrete post in front of it. As you can see, it had a few other things on offer, little kits, weird little cars. That was a plastic fire truck that I didn't really want, so I didn't buy it. So here is the fire tanker. Took a picture of it out of the box. Next we're at this other mart. Now I'm not sure what mart this is. It had no signage. It looks like an old 7-Eleven store, and we're just looking at chocolates here. That Zap looks a lot like a Mars bar wrapper. Yeah, I was saying 7-Eleven actually closed its doors in Indonesia in 2017. So this could be an old 7-Eleven store. It's had its signage removed, but the colours look like 7-Eleven to me. Pockies, I see these in Sydney, Australia. My daughter likes those. They're just like a sugar-coated biscuit, like a pretzel shape, a long pretzel shape. Scanning the rest of the store, looking for die-cast. I was hoping to find some. Here's the coffee range. I'm going to have a look at some Luwak coffee. Now, Luwak coffee, Google it if you're interested. But it's eaten by an animal and then pooped out, and then they collect the coffee bean out of the poop. And it's very popular here. We didn't try it, but yeah, very popular. Everywhere you go, they have Luwak coffee. Vegemite for 145,000 K, which is $14.50 for a small jar. That is extremely expensive. Here's the toy range for die-cast. I believe these were about 45,000, which is about $4.50 Australian. So a little bit pricey because back in Sydney, Australia, we get them for $2 each. Just went through them all. There's a price there, 45,000. It was about 10,000 Indonesian rupiah to $1 Australian dollar. If I saw something special, I would have picked it up for $4.50, but nothing really interested me there. But it was good to see some die-cast in this shop. So we are getting near the end of this video, guys. I hope you're enjoying this Indonesian series of searching for die-cast in Bali. There'll probably be another couple of videos at least, including the one where I meet up with Chris from CRA Die-Cast. Here's some really cool coffee mugs. I should have bought one of these as well. So many regrets not buying enough souvenirs, but that's how it goes. Yeah, in Sanur they have this program where they save the endangered sea turtles. They have them here. It's like a recovering area for them, and then they release them later on. So it was really great to see these. There's a squirrel. Shout out to Marie. She loves her squirrels. They're really hard to capture. You're so fast. So at the end of this video, you can just see us walking along Sanur beachfront. I'm going to end the video very soon, as I was saying before. Thank you very much for watching the video. Stay tuned for a couple more from Bali, Indonesia, where I go searching for die-cast. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I love reading all your comments and I'll reply to all of them. So thanks for watching again. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next Red Trucks video. Bye.